Folks, welcome back. Welcome to this impromptu live that I'm throwing out. Not even going to lie to you guys. I don't have any topics in mind. Me and Eli were supposed to do our weekly live stream today, but Eli had some super secret, very important VIP business stuff to take care of. And so I thought, you know what? I had planned out, I had blocked out this time of the day to do a live stream. So I thought, what the heck? I'll just throw one up and anyone can come in and hang out and enjoy and ask some questions if they have any. But this is going to be my last day for a while, guys. I'm happy to say I do have a good amount of content filmed. So I've got content filmed for Tuesday, Friday, Sunday, Tuesday, Friday. So it'll be like every few days I have like 5 videos filmed, and then I'll be back. But I'll be throwing out shorts and things while I'm on the road, while I'm at Collecticon and on vacation, things like that. But I'm sure you noticed, all the cards and everything's gone. So as I've said, I've completely just moved everything out of my house at this point. Moved it over to my parents' house, and so they are now the holders of all of my Pokemon investments. And I do have one case I'm bringing with some PSA cards and other things I'm bringing to Collecticon, but yeah, everything else is out of the house. I did still have my VHS tapes boxed up though, and haven't brought them over yet. So I was just like, hey, what the heck? I'm going to go ahead and I'll throw those in the background and make for a good background, the DBZ VHSs. Because yes, I am that paranoid being a public figure these days. So yeah, make fun of me for it. But yeah, I did move everything out of the house just so I don't have to have it on my mind, like just so it's not even a factor in my mind of if someone's going to try to, come do something. But I mean, obviously I have security system. My neighbors are, I've already made them aware of what's going on. And so they're watching the house for me. My parents will be by periodically. And I also have someone staying here some nights too. So it'll be well looked after, but it just gives me that extra layer of protection as well, of like peace of mind. So whatever is what it is. But yeah, I mean, I really just wanted to answer anyone's questions they have, kind of get one last talk, because I won't be live. We'll be doing no pack breaks for 2 weeks, no live streams for 2 weeks. It's going to be a long time, guys. So I wanted to kind of get one last one in. Couple things before I take the questions. Let's see. First off, as far as let me just take this question real quick. Gengar asked, when investing, should I put 2 in the pink and 2 in the stink? That is a very good question, Gengar, and we're gonna analyze that very, very seriously. Okay, so you're gonna want to. I had to at least make you think I was gonna answer it. Oh man, what do we got? We got Flip My Alt Arts, reinvested in more booster boxes. Thanks for the heads up. Good to hear, dude. Yeah, I mean, Alt Arts. Here's the thing, like, you never know how things are going to age, because, a lot of people are probably thinking that same thing with Sun and Moon, right? When the Alt Arts had their, downfall, their crash, whatever you want to call it, a lot of people were saying the same thing, like, oh, good thing I jumped those and I moved into this. But it's like, now look at all those Sun and Moon Alt Arts. They're all back to like near all-time highs, if not more than all-time highs. And so it's like, well, I mean, look, I did the same thing. I sold off my Alt Arts. I took the profits. Do I think that they're like a dead investment? They're not going to move back up? Not at all. Absolutely not. I'm not saying that. It's just, I don't know when that's going to happen. Whenever I no longer have a good feel that I truly believe like something's going to happen, then I'll just move on to something else. I have a lot better, I don't know, feeling of that thing is going to move faster, perform better. And it's not always right. Like, I can be wrong, but that's why I sold as well. But yeah, congrats on taking the profits that you did. Jess is here. What's up, Jess? Have fun at Collecticon. Can't wait for Charlotte's in August. Oh, you going to Charlotte's? That's awesome. Yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of people I haven't met yet in the hobby that are up there. A lot of people I've been talking to a lot, and I consider friends now. And yeah, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait. What do we got going on? Wouldn't it be a bit easier for your parents to stay at your place Yeah, they can't really do that. They got a pool to take care of. They got animals to take care of. You know, obviously they're not retired. They work full time. Like they can't do that. They can't do that. I appreciate that time. Oh, thanks a lot, man. I'm glad you stopped by. Did I make a mistake buying 3 ETB cases of Crown Zenith ETBs? Absolutely not. I mean, I don't know what you paid, but I'm very happy with my Crown Zenith, and I'm not selling it. Like, obviously, I buy extra for breaks, but no, I have Crown Zenith that I am definitely holding on to, for sure. What do you think about Charmander Obsidian Flames ETB flip, since it seems the matching Squirtle and Bulbasaur are coming? That is interesting. Here's the thing, guys. Like, I'm not a good channel to come to ask all of the stuff about the new sets. I don't pay attention to the new releases. I don't look at them. I don't look at the leaks. I don't try to do all that. I just let things get released and see how they perform until, like, once they're released. Because I buy everything, right? I know a lot of people, they don't like to buy everything. They like to be set pickers, or they like to like not buy anything until they get reprinted, or not buy anything until it's a year and a half, 2 years old. I don't follow that model, right? Like I don't try to like do all the wheeling and dealing. So I just buy every single set. So that's why I don't really care as much. But yeah, I mean, as far as that play, for sure, I would say if you're making that play, I would go with the Pokemon Center stamped version. I'm not sure how well any of these PC promos are going to move, just because there's so many of them, right? The ETBs are so overprinted. You know, you get the regular version of the promo as well as the stamp version in the PC. I mean, it's like there's just, I'm not sure. I'm very unsure about how the PC promos are going to perform, or the regular promos are going to perform. So if anything, I'd go for the Pokemon Center stamp version of the promo for the best possible chance of gains, because they are so much more limited. So that's my thoughts on that. Just received my package from the Rip and Chip. Had no idea I won the Erica's invitation. Michael, you were the big winner, man. Just wanted to give a shout out and say thank you. Yeah, that was a wild break, man. That Primal Clash box. We had no hits for like 16, 18, 20 packs in. Maybe we pulled just a Sharpedo EX. And then, you know, we had like some of the packs, like one of the packs had only like 5 or 6 cards in it. But then another pack in the box had like 15. So it's like, that's where the extra cards went. There was all kinds of suspicious things happening with that box. But the packs, they did not feel resealed. The box didn't look resealed. And lo and behold, it ended up being completely legitimate. I mean, honestly, it was actually above average box, because normally, like, you get anywhere from 1 to 3 full arts in an XY box, usually 1 to 2. We got 3 full arts. We got the full art Gardevoir, the full art, the trainers, the teammates, and then we got the Primal Groudon, the full art best hit in the entire set. So that was just a wild and crazy night, as well as pulling the Magikarp. We pulled the Greninja. I mean, we pulled some heat that night. Iron Leaves. It was a fun night. So, but yeah, we had some good giveaways. Always do giveaways, guys. If you guys ever want to show up to the breaks and join in, there's always opportunities for giveaways. It's always a good time. But happy you won that, Michael. Congrats, man. What do you think you should do with poorly conditioned Sword and Shield alt arts for like for example, a moderately played Charizard V alt art? You could sell it. A TCG player is probably your best option. Like, I think lower condition cards and cards that like aren't gradable go better on TCG player. The reason is eBay buyers, they're looking for the pictures, they're zooming in, they're making sure it's well centered, no whiting, and when it has whiting and isn't well centered and all that, they're going to pay less. But like TCG player, they'll pay more because they're just buying because it says near mint. I mean, anything from a 7 to a 10 is near mint, guys. So yeah, it can have some whiting, it can be all center, have some print lines. It's still a near mint card. Where on eBay, people might be like, oh, I don't want that. It doesn't look, mint to me. Where on TCG player, you can get more. So it's like, yeah, I feel like moderately played cards probably go better on TCG player than buyers on eBay. They'll probably move faster. So that's probably where I would sell something like that. Actually, PC ETBs from Scarlet and Violet aren't overprinted. Blake, regular ETBs. Yeah, I was saying regular ETBs. So yeah, that's why I said to go after the PC version of the Charmander, not the regular version, because the regular version comes in the regular ETBs and the PC ETBs, and there's tons of regular ones out there. So that's what I meant, man. Not the PC ETBs were way overprinted. 339 loose packs of Evolving Skies. What to do? Well, maybe I'll buy them from you, man. Maybe some people want to see some Evolving Skies openings. I don't know. I mean, I'll be very upfront and honest. They're loose packs. Like, I like to do booster boxes, but unfortunately for Evolving Skies, you can't really crack a booster box because then you got to charge over $20 for the pack, basically. And that's not what the packs go for. So it kind of sucks. But so yeah, maybe we'll do that. But I am, guys, anyone here, don't reach out to me about any that type of stuff. I'm not even taking any buys or selling. I took down all my eBay listings, all my TCG player listings. I'm not even going to have that type of stuff in my mind for the next 2 weeks. So when I get back, you can reach out to me with that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm not even paying attention to buying and selling anything for 2 weeks, man. I'm just going to enjoy some time away and you know, free my head up and you know, kind of take a break and make sure to dodge that burnout phase, you know. eBay buyers have been annoying me lately. I've been selling all my playable bulk to build up seller feedback and not one feedback yet. 15 sold so far. Oh, that's brutal, Jess. I'm sorry. Yeah, eBay's been pretty bad lately with buyers. I've stopped responding to most all of my messages I get because every message is someone trying to ask for a deal. It's like, look, if I don't have best offer, I'm not working you a deal. Now the ones I will respond to, if they're like, hey, I'm going to buy like 5 or 8 slabs from you, then yeah, I'll work a deal for bulk buys. Right. But then they want some crazy, stupid deal. Like it's like $900 in slabs. They're like, well, how about $650? Like, okay, I stop responding. I don't even respond back. It's so stupid. I mean, I don't know if other sellers are just like getting really desperate and making these kind of deals. And so it gives buyers the impression people are like willing to take crazy offers. But I'm to the point now where I've almost all but just not responded to any eBay messages anymore. And I just let things sit there, buy it now. And if they sell, great. If not, no big deal. But yeah, I'm not playing the game on eBay anymore. It's getting stupid. Like the messages are just so ridiculous. People are just like, I don't even know, man. I mean, hey, and more power to them. If some sellers out there like give their cards away, hey, more power to those people, you know, sending out messages to every person who owns one. Maybe they'll get someone to bite. I don't know. I mean, I'm never going to be that person. I'm not desperate, but I mean, I'm also not going to respond to the stupid emails and messages. It's just not worth my time. So I feel your pain about eBay lately. Gradable reverse hollows in modern. I know Evolutions has had very good luck with its reverse hollows, but you know, I don't follow the market closely enough on that stuff. If there is, it's going to be very very limited and very probably low volume, like low liquidity. Maybe something if it's like, you know, Charizard type thing. Like I know the Pokemon Go Charizard, hollow or reverse hollow. I sold those at pretty exponential rates. You know, any like the most popular characters you might be okay on, but I wouldn't go heavy and get like tons of volume of it because it's probably going to take longer to sell those types of things. It's just the reason it works better in like older sets, like vintage mid-era, is because back then like a hollow was like a top hit. And so the reverse hollow was like the next top hit. Whereas now it's like those aren't even hits. People like kind of just gloss over them. They're worth like maybe $1 you know, raw. And so it's a lot different environment we're in now. So I'd be careful, but you can definitely, hey, if you look up recent sales and their sales and you can find near mint copies, go for it. Make the play. Just don't get too deep on it. Yeah, I hear you. I mean, you know, Jess, it's kind of time consuming. It's kind of redundant, but you can actually reach out. You know, you can just send kind of like just make like a default message, type it out, and then just copy and paste it to all your buyers and say something, you know, like, hey, appreciate the purchase once again. I hope you got your card and you know, enjoyed it. If you wouldn't mind, I'd appreciate if you left some feedback or whatever. If you just copy paste that and send it to everyone that buys from you, a good portion of them will just do it just because you reminded them. So you could always try doing that if you want to build the feedback faster. Because I'm trash on selling? Are you talking to me or someone in the chat? How am I trash on selling? I mean, if that's directed at me, I'd love a clarification, Mr. Online Sales. Hey man, where are you going for your hiatus? Man, we're going everywhere. We're going everywhere. We're going, let's see, we're driving into Atlantic City. We're going to stay there for a couple days. We're going to stay one day at Caesars. We're going to hit up Jersey Shore, stay at Borgata. Then we're going to Dream Mall in New Jersey. That Dream Mall, it's like bigger than Mall of America. We're going to go spend a day there, hitting up CollectCon for a couple days, hanging out with people after that. And then we're hanging out with a friend of mine in Connecticut. We're going to go stay with him for about 4 days, do some golfing. I'm going to go roll with him at his gym. He does jujitsu. That's going to be fun. And then, just get some of the, get some of the New Haven pizza like Dave Portnoy talks about. Just do some stuff around Connecticut and stuff. And then we're going to go stay in New York City for 2 days to end the trip. So Times Square, all that good stuff. So we're doing a whole bunch of stuff. We're packing a lot into about a week and a half. So it's going to be a good time. Going to be a good time. I've been getting a lot of messages too. I just ignore them. Yeah. And I don't know it's never been like that. I've sold on eBay for 12 years, right? Like it's never been like that. It's weird how all of a sudden it's like a big influx of people trying to lowball, right? And so either, there's some like group out there telling people, hey, go lowball 100 people. Maybe one will say yes. Or it's like maybe some sellers are just getting desperate because it's summer and they are saying yes. And so it's giving these people this false sense of like success. And they're like, oh, I'm just going to start emailing everyone now and just asking for low ball offers. So they're going to start taking it. And so, hey, if sellers are doing it, I mean, I can't fault the people for asking, but I hope they don't fault me and you for not responding because it's stupid, right? Like, no, if I list a card at 180, I don't want to take 120. Like, I mean, if it doesn't say best offer accepted, I'm not interested in offers. I mean, it's pretty simple. Alex, you think it's worth buying into PSA magazines as an investment? Oh, here we go. Selling the magazines. The basic Venusaur and Blastoise ones are going for 20 USD at minimum, which covers the annual cost. Wait, hold on a second. Buying into PSA magazines as an investment, selling the magazines. So are you talking about, is it worth getting a membership just for the magazines? Or are you talking about actually buying and holding the magazines? Clarify that, dude, and I'll answer the question because I don't really know exactly what you're asking. Are you asking buy a membership so you can flip the magazines for a profit? Or are you saying actually buy and hold the magazines like for future growth? What exactly do you mean? Which way are you talking about playing that? Worth getting in. Okay, yeah, worth the membership. Yeah, absolutely, I do. So one, here's been the biggest drawback of everyone wanting to do PSA, right? Everyone's biggest drawback of PSA is, Alex, I don't want to pay the $150 fee to get access to the grading. It's too much. Well, it's like this is kind of your doorway into PSA. Basically, I mean, yeah, the Bulbasaur magazine. So basically, every magazine that comes out now, it's got serialized versions, like one of 100, one of 1,000. If you get one of those, basically all of them, doesn't matter if it's the Star Wars one, the Lorcana one, Pokemon, One Piece, they've all went in the hundreds, right? $100+, $200+ for the serialized magazines. Even the regular magazines are selling for $20, $25, $30 at release. So you're getting free money there. Now, they just sent out a promo card for the first time. It was a One Piece promo, which was selling for $150. I sold mine for $150. So yeah, it's to the point now where it's actually beneficial to sign up for PSA. If things continue the way they are, you're basically guaranteed to get all your money back and then some for the subscription. So you'll actually profit. And then you get access to all those grading specials if you're wanting to grade your cards. Even if you're not grading hundreds of cards a year, even if you're just grading a few cards, well, now it still makes sense because now you can get those $13, $14, $15 fees instead of $25 a card, and you're getting all this extra product that's actually valuable now. So yeah, I think PSA memberships are very valuable now. I've considered signing up for a second one under my wife's name. Like, that's how crazy it is. I've already made back well more than my membership costs. Sold that. Hold on, guys. Eli was just calling me. He just got done with his work stuff. I was gonna maybe if he wants to hop on, he can hop on. Maybe he'll text me. But where was I? Oh yeah. So I mean, with that promo card, I sold, some of the magazines. Like, I've already made, even after fees and shipping, I've made back more than what the membership cost me for the year. So yeah, I think it's definitely worth it. And we're only like a few months in. Like, can you imagine 12 months of magazines and promo cards? It's gonna get wild. It's going to get wild. Yeah, that's another issue. Someone always asks for more pictures of the card. They want 15 pictures later. They never even respond. Oh, man. I've got a great story. So this guy asked, so he first of all, he tried to get me to work a deal off eBay by emailing me on eBay, hey, like telling me to do something. I'm like, dude, I can't do that. You can't. It's against eBay's terms and services. So then he finally got the idea and reached out to me on Instagram, right? Because I can't go back and forth on eBay. It's against, they'll give you strikes and they'll eventually delete your account. So he eventually reached out to me. He wanted, like, I sent him like 20 pictures of this card, right? And it was a PSA 10. This was a PSA 10 graded slab. He still wanted all these pictures. Sent all the pictures. So he finally made the deal. He gets the card and wants to return it because he doesn't think it deserved a PSA 10. Like, these people these days are so out of their minds. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, man, I feel your pain. The Pokemon buyers are out of their man. They're losing it, man. They're losing it. Have you ever flipped and graded and flipped $500 card, or is there no liquidity? Oh yeah, all the time. All the time. No, there's tons of liquidity. I mean, not all of them, but a lot of the alt arts were selling for over 500. I guess not a lot of them. I mean, obviously the Umbreons were, the Garatinas were, the Blazikins, Gengars. I mean, a lot of them were selling for 500 plus. A lot of the Sun and Moon XY cards do. Like, no, there's definitely liquidity in $500 plus cards. Once you get up into the 1,000 plus range, it goes down. Multiple thousands definitely goes down. But no, 500 to 1,000 still very liquid. Very liquid. Alex, 2 cases right now to add to investing PC. Oh, that's your question? What are 2 cases? It's a hard one, man. I mean, the issue now is all the boxes are up. They're all like 100 plus. So there's no like obvious deals anymore in the 80s and low 90s. And there's always that possibility of reprints right now. I don't see any obvious plays. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't see any obvious plays. I would say if you can find maybe like Paradox Rift, if that's still cheap, if you can still find Paradox Rift in like the mid or low 90s a box, I'd say that's a pretty good pickup. What do you think about 151 reprint? I think we should get one, but we'll see. I mean, I think I've told you a million times, like, I think people are crazy that they're not picking up the UPCs. Like, here's what you have to ask yourself. I've said this multiple times, but it just blows my mind. What you have to ask yourself, what are you waiting for? Right? Well, we're waiting for a reprint of what? Well, ETBs, booster bundles. Okay. What do you think the price is going to drop to? 0? Like, what do you think is going to happen? I mean, best case scenario, in my opinion, we might see the ETBs drop from $65, $70 down to like $40, $45. Okay. So now you're waiting all this time to pick up 151 ETBs. You get 9 packs and a Snorlax promo. It's basically worthless, right? And so you're going to pay $80 to $90 for 2 ETBs for 18 packs and a Snorlax promo when Costco has the UPCs in the store for $79.99. You get 16 packs and 3 promos that are actually valuable. I sell them every day on eBay. They hold real value. And so it's like, what are you waiting for? You don't need a reprint of 151. Just buy it. Go buy the UPCs. It's better than what the ETB reprint's going to be. I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want from me. So that's my opinion on 151. Just go buy the UPCs now, right now. Now is the deal. Now is the reprint. The UPCs in Costco. So that's my opinion there. I think it's a better pickup than ETBs after the reprint. We're not going to see those ETBs fall in the 30s, guys. Like, it's too popular of a set. And so, yeah, that's my opinion there. I think people just stop waiting and stop being on this reprint frenzy. Like, just buy the freaking thing. Random question, just joined. All IRs hard to grade in 10s, or specifically the Magic Hub Groudon? No, it's all of them. Twilight Masquerade and Temporal Forces, I would say, are starting to get a little better quality on their cards overall, but IRs, the shiny fronts, the print lines, the off-centerness, the whiting, very hard to grade, and that's why you see. So I actually have a video already filmed about this coming out, so stay tuned for the channel. I have a video all about this, my thoughts on this whole issue. But yeah, I think the reason you don't see a lot of them in 10s is because they're very hard to grade, and the reason the population reports are low in general is because it's not because people just aren't. Here's the funniest lie we hear is it's a great lie too, is, well, people just aren't grading them because they don't like them, or there's no opportunity there. They're still grading alt arts. It's like, dude, you're kidding yourself. Anyone who grades cards for a living, when they see cards they can buy for $5, $10, $15 and they go for $150, $200 in PSA 10s, some of these go for more than $200 in a PSA 10. Everyone and their brother would be grading these cards, right? It's not because they don't like them or there's no opportunity. It's because no one can find gradable copies. They're that hard to find. And so when people say the prices are manipulated on the IR PSA 10s, no, they're not. They're not manipulated. The condition rarity of those cards demands that price. That's why they're that expensive, because they're that freaking hard to get. They're that rare in a PSA 10. So that's my thoughts on the IRs. Yeah, if you can find gradable copies, do it. A lot of people talking about the eBay, so everyone's going through that same issue on eBay. Yeah, hopefully by the time I get back, that trend's gone away. I was getting so sick of it. Every time I pick up my phone, I have all these messages about these cards. Like, guys, leave me alone. And then like I said, someone will be like, "Hey, I'm looking to buy like 6 slabs from you," and I'm like, "Oh, cool, okay, yeah, I'll work a deal with you, and I'll take like 5-7% off, something like that across the board." And they're like, "Oh, I was looking for like this," and it's like 25% off. Like, dude. You think just because you're buying 5 or 6 slabs, I'm going to give you 25% off? Like, come on, people. Yeah, Galaxy Card Shop going through the exact same thing. I get it. Is it? Yeah, I answered that question. Yeah, I do believe the PSA membership's worth it, man. I do. Let's see. I sell non-TCG items on eBay, and buyers do the same to me. I just stopped answering messages, and if things sell, cool. I'm not desperate. Yeah, I'm the same way. Yeah, like it's the best way to go about it, and hopefully enough of us sellers continue to do that, and people give up, and that trend kind of ends. But yeah, it's gotten really prevalent lately. I don't know what's driven that. Right? I don't know why people have got that point. Hey, Leon, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for stopping by. As long as you did, man. Like I said, I didn't have a plan today, guys. Me and Eli were supposed to go live, and I had this time blocked out today. So I'm like, well, might as well jump on, see what everyone else is doing on here. What profit margins do you aim for? So typical in this space is 10 to 30%. So usually like stuff like sealed product is going to be closer to that like 10, 15% margin. And then things like, singles you're buying in collections or grading cards, that's just going to get you in the higher percentages, like 20 to 30% margins. Obviously there's one-off stories. There'll be a set where people can make, double their money on in sealed product, or they'll show cards they graded, they made 100, 150, 200% on, whatever it may be. But that's a good average. Like after everything's said and done, all your business expenses, all the 9s and 8s you got with the 10s, the high margin, the low margins, right? All that. A good 10 to 30% margin, usually 20 to 30 if it's not sealed, is what you're kind of looking for. That gives you a good idea of what you're looking for, like overall. Do you think vintage will ever come back? No. I absolutely don't. There's some I do. Like, I think first edition base that Charizard will eventually, like in a 10, will probably be $1 million card one day. Like, they'll be like staples of the hobby like that I think will do very well. But no, I think like 95% of vintage and mid-era will never come back, like never reach its old highs. And then you'll have the top stuff that will, right? You'll probably have the whales always chasing the gold stars, the crystals, the shinings, the stuff like the Charizard, and like the maybe first edition base will do very well. But I think people are kidding themselves when they're buying into all these like niche sets and niche cards and like these old hollows and like, oh, this is this X pop report. It's this rare. The box costs this much. This is so undervalued. I think people are just fooling themselves, like, because you need demand to move back to those cards, and the larger the hobby gets, the more people move on. Like, the less likely it is for that to happen. So if you're going vintage, I would stick with the real popular Pokemon, the popular species. I'd stick with the very highly sought after cards. Like I said, the Gold Star, Crystal, Shining, first editions. I would go that route. Like, trying to make these crazy plays on these like very, unpopular species or lesser known cards just because they have low pop reports. Maybe it might pay off, but very low likelihood, in my opinion. I have a local LGS PSA card drop off. My first time experiencing this. Do I need a membership to drop off a card? No. My card shop does the same thing. They usually charge like $20 a card. So you're going to pay a little more than what bulk is, but less than what it costs to send at the $25 tier usually. And you don't have to get a membership. So yeah, you can definitely take that option. That shop or that drop off is probably, they did enough business with PSA to get included in their tier of being a licensed store, a licensed dealer, or whatever it is they do. So yeah, 100% legitimate. You can definitely do that. Just make sure you trust the source. I don't know who it is, so make sure it's been an established store and stuff, and they have a lot of good reviews and done established work like that. That's the only thing I would say to keep in mind. Other than that, yeah, no problem doing that at all. Yeah, and see, like Papa Roach has a good like the 151. Yeah, there's good margins. There was good margins there. Like, there's definitely products that come out with good margins, but for the most part, like on average, if you had to take an average of all the sealed sales throughout the entire year and all the sets, very few people are making. I mean, I know a lot of people, guys. I know people that they do millions of dollars a year in sale, hundreds of thousands a month, move tons of products. That's the margins you're looking for. It's 10 to 30%. That's what it is. Anyone telling you otherwise, they're either lying just straight up, or they're not taking into account every expense that goes into it, all of the losses, all the product that sits, the things they have to blow out, shipping materials, any other business expense that goes into it, fees, and all the little things worked in. Which, again, that's one of the things I always fight back against, is people not being 100% transparent. I had someone reach out to me today, and I was telling them, I say, hey, look, here's the biggest thing, when you're feeling like is this FOMO, you feel you're missing out because you see everyone doing all these big things. Look, just listen to me when I say this. 99% of the stuff you hear online is complete bullshit, right? It's just complete bullshit. Tune it out. Don't listen to it. Because most people talking about the plays they made, they usually didn't make the play. If they did make the play, they made it on a lower amount than they actually are saying they did. They have less than they say they do, and they make less than they say they do. Right. And this is just the normal thing in this hobby. And so don't try to compare yourself, because what's funny is that the things you're comparing yourself to are mostly not real. They're fictional. It's just people get on Discords and comment sections and YouTube videos, and they want to act like big baller shot callers. And they're just, they're doing whatever the average, or they'll talk about plays after they happen and act like they have like a boatload of them. Like, oh yeah, this card went to the moon. I got 100 of them in my basement. It's like, all right, where are they though? Where are they at? And then it's like, can you show the receipts? Even if you do have them, can you show the receipts, or did you just buy all these to act like you just bought them, 4 months ago? So that's the biggest thing. Don't get caught up in the YouTube social media BS, and you'll be fine. You'll be just fine. Zero. I got zero, buddy. Zero Japanese. Pokemon Plumber's got a lot, though. I think he's up to like 30 cases. Yeah, I think Nick's got like 30 cases now of 151. Awesome, dude. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for stopping by. Evo Skies sub 650. I mean, dude, that's way under market if you can find it for that, for sure. What type of sport are you doing? What do you mean? What type of sport? I mean, I've played pretty much all sports. What am I doing currently? I mean, I train mixed martial arts and I golf, I guess. I play on some hockey leagues from time to time. I'm not right now. That's about it these days. Do you suggest breaking up submissions based on pre-graded value, smaller sub size? So my advice on PSA and grading is, and this can be controversial. This can be just my opinion. So you don't have to take it as like gospel or anything. This is just my experience. So take it for what you will. I recommend, and what I do, I try to keep my orders between 50 to 100 cards. So the graders, they don't get too like worn out from going through a million cards. And I try to keep the amount of copies like 5 or under. If you want to go up to 10 copies of a single card, maybe, but I like to keep them between like 5 to 10 copies or less of a single card. So that way they're not just like going through the cards, because I've had bad experience in the past. I know others have too. And now all of my experience is usually going to be with English. I know people have a lot of, success grading large amounts of Japanese cards, sending like 50 of one card. But those cards are always really good value, like really good, easy to grade. That's why they don't hold a lot of value in PSA 10. So the margins are real low. But as far as English cards, I keep it like 50 to 100 card orders. 5 to 10 of a single card is the max I'll send in of a single card in one order. So that's my advice on PSA grading. Good pickup. That's a good pickup there, man. Yeah, I mean, when you can find pickups, just pick them up. Don't wait for a reprint. Like, just take the deals while they're there. Reprints are so overrated, man. So overrated these days in the hobby. Sending like, yeah, PSA wants you to send your higher value cards at different tiers. You can definitely do that. If you send cards at the lower tiers and they grade them high, they're going to upcharge you anyway. I know a lot of people do feel like when they send it higher tiers, like with Beckett or PSA, they get better grades on those cards. So there might be some truth to that. People like PSA rewards you for paying the more money to them. I really don't know. It's a lot of, it's all the corporate mumbo jumbo, right? Like, PK, Pokey Knowledge, he's had the CEO of PSA on a couple of times. I haven't watched the whole stream, so I don't know all the questions he asked him. But I would guess if like he asked him those questions, they're not going to give you straight answers, right? They're going to give you all their corporate runaround. They're not going to give you like, but I mean, I'm sure there's some truth to it, of like some of the things they do and why they do them. But so I don't know if there's any actual concrete like answers to it of how you should do it. But yeah, I mean, it would make sense if you're paying the company more money to grade your car. They might be more inclined to give you a better grade for it. Like, I know people swear by sending at higher tiers in Beckett, they swear they get more black labels when they pay more than when they send at the lower tiers. And so like, it may be a thing. It may be a thing. I don't know. Alex, I found some cards from XY era that are non-hollow. Non-hollow. Comp in 200s in a 10? What? What cards are those lost in Jersey? Name some of those cards. Non-hollow. Maybe promos? Maybe some of the non-hollow promo. I don't even know what non-hollow cards you could be talking about. That's interesting. Really interesting. Is it worth? So the only time I pay for higher turnaround times are when I want to make first to market plays or early market plays. So like brand new sets, when they just get released and you get the cards early, it makes sense to send them at like the $40 or $75 tier or whatever, if you want to get them back quick and flip them on the market as fast as possible, because you're going to get top dollar on the market. So it's actually going to make more sense, because even though you're paying more to grade, you're going to get way more for the cards on the market than you would like 1-2 months from now. And so that makes sense for sure, paying more there. If it's like a set that's been released for 3 months, no, it doesn't really make sense to pay for faster turnaround times unless you're like that worried the market's going to shift or you need the money. I don't know why you would, but yeah, other than that, I don't think so. eBay has conditioned sellers and buyers to send offers. Unfortunately, it's becoming part of eBay's experience. I think buyers sending offers, even if crazy offers, because it helps the metrics. Maybe. Sealed product from distribution sounds rough. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure what that means, dude. What do you mean, Gengar? Man, can I like snapshot this, make it into a plaque, and like post it on my wall? Like this needs to be said to like everyone in this hobby. It's like there's easier ways to make money than Pokemon cards. People like it's kind of funny that people they act like this is like a money printing machine and everyone's driving Bugattis and stuff or getting beach homes and they act like it's so easy. Like there's definitely easier ways to make money than Pokemon cards, right? I agree. That needs to be said more often. What's up, Spuds? Charizard UPC. I thought it was a great investment when it was back at $80, $85, $90. Now it's still probably a good investment. I think the promos are strong. The packs inside are strong. Now it had its spike and now it's kind of it's trailed off a little bit. Now it's a little cheaper. It actually could be a good time to pick it up for the next rise because all the Sword and Shield stuff's kind of fallen off. And I think when all Sword and Shield has another pump, it will go with it. And so, yeah, I can see people doing very well. I can see that being a $200 UPC in the future for sure. Absolutely. Dude, buy that. Buy that box. If they have a box of Evolving Skies for $467 right now, you buy that box. Like, just here, tell you what, buy it and send it to me. I will give you more than that right away. You won't be without your money for more than a day. Like, I'll give you $550 for it, right? Like, that's crazy. That you buy that. Well, it's always better to grade yourself. Depending on the card, right? Like, I think that's a common misconception in the hobby too, right? Like a lot of card graders always are really high on grading themselves. And they're like, I would never buy plastic. If I wanted plastic, I'd grade it myself, because you save all the margin. Well, maybe, right? Like we just talked about, the illustration rares. Some of those have like a 10% 10 rate. Go look at the pop reports. They have like a 10 to 20% 10 rate. So maybe you grade 10 of them and all of them get 9s. So now you're out all that grading cost when you could have just bought the 10. And so I think it depends on the card. Yeah, a lot of the times 10 can just make sense because you don't have to go through the work. You don't have to take the risk, right? You don't have to take all the time and effort to find and source the singles, fill out the PSA things, send it in. Especially if like right now there's a lot of like inconsistencies in the market where a lot of the alt arts and some of the illustration rares and stuff, like you can find like the raw near mint copy for like say $30, but the 10's only going for like 50 or 60. It's like, well, $30 plus 15 to grade it and shipping and all the time and effort. I'll just pay $60, right? Or 50. So yeah, it makes sense on the card. It's really a card by card basis though. Like some cards make a lot more sense to grade yourself if you want them. Some cards just like I've bought multiple cards that I thought were a good deal on a 10. So it's a card by card basis, man. Ooh, team up for 2,500 for 3 ES boxes. I think you could probably get more than 3 Evolving Skies boxes. You could almost get 4. But yeah, could be a good move. They'll definitely be more liquid. Their $2,500 box starts to get a lot less liquid. You can kind of look at like what Flashfire and sets like that sell. Like not very many sell. So yeah, the higher team up gets, I think the lower sales volume will get, which will become an issue eventually. So yeah, good thought. I'm not holding any magazines, man. I'm not. It's too risky of a play for me. I'm more of a conservative investor these days with what I hold. But it could pay off. Higher risk, higher reward. It's brand new. Who knows how this is going to age? I don't know. I don't know how many people are going to want a PSA serialized magazine 10 years from now. I really don't. Best place for shipping materials for selling. I mean, I got everything that I recommend and that I use on my website, right? Nostalgianomics.com. If you go to nostalgianomics.com and click on recommended products, I've got all the different like collecting and selling and like shipping materials I use on there, like the right dimensions for like boxes for like PSA cards or booster boxes or ETBs and like all that good stuff, where to get bulk tape and bubble wrap and all that stuff. And then, so, I mean, you could check the website if you want any of that stuff. Maybe there's cheaper stuff out there somewhere, but that's kind of what I order. I think one of the stores that has a lot of the stuff is named the Boxery. And then there's other, I can't remember all the store names, but they're eBay. A lot of them are just on eBay. I started laughing the first time I heard you say you started a landscape business. I also started one at 25 and started investing in Pokemon at 30, then found your channel. Yeah, man, it's kind of like that's the path, man. That is the path. Uline, I think maybe if you order enough bulk, it might be cheaper. I don't know. I think Boxery on eBay is pretty cheap though. Like a lot of the boxes I get end up being like 20s to 40s cents per box, depending on the size of the box. Like I only pay like 25 to maybe 45 cents a box when I buy in bulk. And that's all. Like that's cheap. Like, I buy from them. I like them. They always get here. Like I have no reason to look any further. That fits in my margins, so I'm good with it. I seem pretty fit, man. Not these days. I wish I was. I could definitely lose some pounds. I've been slacking on my training in the summer, I have to say. But yeah, I mean, I still go roll and do jiu-jitsu, and I definitely help train the mixed martial arts fighters and spar with them. So that keeps me in shape pretty good. As well as, I hit the gym almost every day for working out, just like weightlifting. So yeah, I try to take care of myself, eat right, all that good stuff. Although I know I won't be eating right on this vacation. So, it's going to be rough when I get back, but it's worth it. It's got to have some fun sometimes. Hey, I appreciate that, dude. Thank you. Absolutely, Natty. Well, any question you got, I'm willing to answer it. Your average player. Just stop by to show some love. You know what, man? That needs to be done more on YouTube. Not just to me, guys. You know what? Trust me, just being a content creator, you get so much hate online. I'm not going to tell you how much that might help people's day, right? So, you know what? If you're ever in someone's live stream or you're in someone's comment section and you feel that the urge, go ahead and leave that comment. Let other creators, let other people know like that you're there, you're supporting them, you're having to wish them a good day. Like it goes further than you think. So appreciate that, dude. That needs to be done more often by all of us, including myself to others. Like we all need to do more of that. We just moved to a bigger location a few months ago. Dude, awesome. Love the success story, dude. Congrats. Don, I appreciate that, man. No package yet. Hopefully it gets here. If not, don't worry. I got people that can pick it up. They'll get it off the porch. No big deal. Let's see. You don't seem to be interested in Japanese stuff, though. For example, is there a reason you're not investing currently in 151? Or do you usually invest in Japanese products and wait for 151 to drop? Yeah, I don't really invest in foreign language products. It's like asking someone, why don't they invest in crypto? Or, why weren't you invested in NVIDIA, right? Like, it's one of those questions. It's like, if I wanted to invest in things I don't enjoy, I'll go invest in like, a mutual fund, right? Like why... I'll go invest in something else that I don't enjoy. Like I just don't enjoy Japanese product. I don't like the cards. I don't like anything about it. Like, wow, so that's one of the reasons. Two is I still don't think it's a great deal. I still, maybe I should have bought it. Like I know it did I don't think it ever got down in the 40s for a case. I know some people found boxes in the 40s, but I have zero interest in loose boxes, like zero. If I buy, it's gotta be by the case. And so like, I don't think cases ever got down anywhere near $600. But yeah, if cases got to the point where they were under $600, so it'd be like under $50 a box, I definitely probably pick some up, but it's just not to the point where it feels like, such a low risk that like it can't get reprinted or it can't go lower, and it's such an obvious play. Like maybe it becomes an obvious play, but I think people underestimate what happens when the newer, flashier thing comes and how fast sales volume and popularity can slow down on something. And so we'll see how that pans out. But yeah, it's like first and foremost, I just don't enjoy it. I have zero connection to it. I'll never, people always say like if it all goes to zero, you can still open it. Well, like I wouldn't want to open it. I don't care. I don't want to open it. Right. Like, so that's one of the main reasons for me. But nothing against it. Like people, I don't know. People in this world nowadays, like they have very, very like hard times hearing others' opinions, like when it doesn't mesh with their own. If your opinion is different, it's cool. Like we're brothers, right? We're sisters, but whatever, you're a girl, sister, right? Like we're all good. We're all friends. Like if you like it and you enjoy it, do that and be successful. And I am going to cheer you on and I'm going to be happy for you when it goes up in value and you make money. Like just because I don't want to do something, it doesn't mean I'm against it or it's wrong. I just want to be very clear about that because I feel like that gets done too much in our world. It's like, well, if you're not with me, then you're against me. It's like, no, it's not really like that. I'm not against you if I'm not with you, right? Only a Sith deals in absolute, right? From Star Wars. Like, it's just because you're not with someone doesn't mean you're against them. Hey, A-Town, appreciate the fun wishes, man. Will do. Nothing is more fun than investing in Pokemon. I like it. I make more money in the service business than I do in Pokemon. If I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't enjoy it. Exactly. First to market plays, what's your timeline for those? Like if you happen to pull something in the first 2 weeks, dude, Fernando, these days, man, it's so optimized. It's so optimized that the first 2 weeks might be too late, dude. Like that's how, not too late, but you're not going to hit those top dollars. Like you need to have these things on like pre-release. Like you need to have them at release. You need to have them in on that first week, right? You need to have these things immediately if you want to get top dollar. Or you might as well just send them in the regular submission, right? If you're going to pay that exponentially higher submission fee, then you got to get on it like right away. Like you need to have those things sent out release day, if not sooner. Like it's kind of crazy. So yeah, like I usually try to have mine sent out the week of release. Like sometimes that Friday of release, I'll send them out. So that's that's the unfortunate reality of where we're at. The market's so fast these days. Evolving Skies, 1K by the end of the year. That was my original thought process. That was my original prediction I made at the beginning of the year. Could be wrong, but I'm sticking with it. We still got five good months. I think it's got a chance. Yeah, if they make a Pokemon promo with the PSA magazine, it's gonna be lights out. Could you imagine if they made it serialized? It'd be the first serialized Pokemon card. People would go through the roof. $100 budget. What packs do you buy? $100 budget. I mean, I think right now Twilight Masquerade's your best bet, right? It's got the highest like, opening. What do you call it? The highest estimated value that you can pull out of it right now. You got the Greninja, the Carmine, the Eevee. Like it just kind of makes the most sense for the time being for $100. So that's probably what I would do. Either that, or I guess, yeah, that's probably what I would say right now for the time being. Or Crown Zenith maybe, but those packs are kind of high dollar now. So I say Twilight Masquerade. What do you think of 8s and 9s? Throw them up on eBay for auction as is, or do you usually crack them and sell? That's rough, dude. Here's the thing. There's actually shops out there that'll pay you for bulk. Like you can send them in as bulk. And I'll usually wait till like some of those prices get to like $7 or $8. Like I actually send a bunch in at $8 to a shop because it just made sense. Here's what you have to think about it. A lot of those cards, if you could sell it for $15 to $20, right? Well, there's eBay fees. You have to pay if you want to promote it. I'm sure a lot of those are promoted listings. Then you have to ship it, right? And so like after, waiting, shipping, eBay fees, promotion fees, you're probably making around $10 or less when you could just sell the whole bulk lot for $8 a card. So that's what I'll do a lot of the time. Or you could, like I said, you could just sit on them, list them at $20. Eventually someone will buy, do like mystery. I know Catch 'em All Collectibles. He does those like mystery slab listings where it's like either you get one slab, from an, I don't know, 7 to a 9 or 7 to a 10 or whatever from these different grading companies. You could do something like that. It's hard, dude. It's hard to move that stuff. Like auction may be your best bet if they're going too low. Try to just bulk them all out because at least you're saving shipping that way. I don't know. How much do you charge for picks at Collecticon? Oh, man, at least $100. $100 if you want to pick, and then $200 if you want to talk to me. Like, if you want to come up and just take a picture, $100. If you want me to actually like verbalize speech with you, $200. Nothing, dude. Come up and say hi. I don't charge anything. Come say what's up. That's crazy. Display ideas for building a collection room. Oh man, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't really know. I don't really know a good place to look for that. Is this a speculative purchase within 2 weeks of release? The reason it's speculative, Fernando, is you don't know how the cards are going to perform, right? So it's like, what if the cards you buy, by the time they get back, like they've fallen in value like 40% from their pre-release prices. Like this is kind of a new phenomenon we're seeing where cards are jumping after release, like Greninja and Eevee. And usually cards used to always tank after pre-release. They'd all come down in value. And so you're buying like, say, $50 a card, then they come down to like 20. So then you get it back from PSA. And even though you're one of the first to market, well, you might still make money, but it's not going to be crazy exponential because the card value went down. So it's like, it's hard, man. It's you kind of got to get a feel for it. There's definitely risk involved, a little luck involved, how the market performs. But no, you can do extremely well with first to market plays. Ask Fernando, ask some people in the Discord, the Patreon Discord. There's definitely some people in there that make some first to market plays and they do very well with them, make some crazy exponential gains, more than I have. So I would do like a question in there and anyone in there help them out because, there's some people that have been very, very successful with first market plays. I mean, I'm talking hundreds and hundreds of percent gains. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Thanks for stopping by. Will do. No, this is my full-time job. I quit my job. I don't even remember, like 10 months ago, something like that. So I've been doing this full-time for almost a whole year. This is what I do. You're looking at it, brother. Spent over 4K on alt arts, long-term hold. Should I flip now? Well, I wouldn't flip now. Things are down right now. They just took a big spill. I would, if you're looking to sell, I would wait for the next run with the boxes and the cards, which hopefully will come like later this year, going into the holiday season after summer's over. And they'll be more liquid then too, more buyers. And then if you're looking to hold long-term, I don't think it's a bad play, depending on when you got in. I think alt arts could be a big deal in the future. I really do. $52 runs a commercial farm. That's exciting, dude. That's awesome. Got a farmer in the house. I like it. I don't have any master sets. I put together like 6 master sets of evolutions back in the day because I opened so much freaking evolutions products. I had, 7,000 count boxes full of evolutions of bulk, tons of like hollows and reverse hollows. But so I haven't really done a lot of master sets since like that or generations or maybe like I just haven't done a lot of master sets. What do I think of them? I mean, there's a market there. It's just it's a small market, low demand. It's going to be low liquidity. It's just there's not a lot of. It's it is what it is, right? There's people that want them, but They want them for the right price, and it's hard to make a profit putting together master sets. It is what it is. Someone asked us earlier about the Charmander promo. It could. I'd be more likely to buy the PC stamped one though. Hey, Alexandria. I'm relatively new to collecting, and even more so with grading. Has there been major shifts in the opinions of grading in general that have affected pricing? Not really. It used to be a lot easier to make money on 9s. Now it's kind of got to the point where it's kind of watered down, and 9s are almost always losing money if you grade them yourself. So it's really about getting the 10s. So that's really the biggest change, I would say, kind of since COVID. But no, I mean, I would say PSA is still going to be the main grading company. And then Beckett, if you have those real perfect cards and you want to chase like a pristine or a black label, those are going to be the two like standout, top tier grading companies. CGC, they try to make a name for themselves. They're still trying. They had a lot of issues. I don't like them. Tag grading is trying to come on the scene with their AI technology. It's still a little shaky, a little unproven. So PSA, Beckett are still the front runners. Could that change? Absolutely. But for now, it's how it is, I would say. I do have many Brilliant Stars trainer galleries in grading right now. Yes, I have been picking those up. Landscaping channel in the near future? No, but hold on. I sent this picture. You guys know Catch 'em All Collectibles? You know how he's always talking about like mowing grass? Here, I gotta show you this. I gotta show you. I sent him this picture. Here, I'm gonna put it up. So I won the yard of the month. I won the yard of the month this month in my for my lawn. And I was just giving him some crap, but he said that he doesn't really care. He doesn't really like try to like make his lawn look like all special. He just mows it wherever. But I just always hear him talking about mowers and mowing and stuff. So I had to. But yeah, so no, that's about the only landscaping I do these days is on my own lawn. I try to keep it looking neat, looking top tier. But no, man, dude, I'm so like done with that industry. It's a grueling industry, man. I don't even like to talk about lawn care anymore and landscaping. It's just, I definitely couldn't do a channel on it. I don't know how people have a passion for that business. It's just a grinding, grueling, just takes all the energy and like life out of you business. I probably should get a P.O. box for shipping, but when I'm home, I'm always home. And me and my wife have our security, I'll call it, the pew-pews. And luckily I live in the Midwest where we're still an American free state to where someone breaks in your house and you are in danger of your life, you can defend yourself. And so I'm not too worried about it usually because I'm always home. But yeah, maybe eventually. Watch your videos at the gym. I enjoy the videos. They make working out less awful. I hear you, dude. I'm glad I'm able to help get through your sets, man. The best PokeTuber? Well, I know that's not real, but I do appreciate that, man. I do appreciate the support. Alex, next best set in XY other than Ancient Origins. I want to pick up some booster boxes for the 5 to 10 year hold. Ancient Origins and Roaring Skies. I really like Breakthrough. It's got like it has, hold on. I think it has 8 or 10 Mewtwo cards in it. Like 8 or 10 Mewtwo. Like I really like Breakthrough. I like the Mewtwo. It's got some other good cards. I like Breakthrough as a set. Flash Fire's top tier, but it's so expensive. Phantom Forces is also amazing set, but it's really expensive. I would say for the price right now, Breakthrough, maybe Fates Collide. I think that Alakazam is one of the best cards of the era with the gold Alakazam with the Umbreon and Lugia in it. What else? Yeah, I'd probably say those two. Fates Collide and Breakthrough for the prices they're at. That's probably what I'd tell you. I mean, that's not that they're the best sets in the era. It's just for the price points they are. Like, Phantom Forces and Flashfire are always so expensive. So it's like, it's hard to get into those, you know, those prices and see a massive gain still. You could, though. You could. Is ripping monetarily worth it for the streamer? Yeah, it can be. You know, I mean, for me, I mean, it's definitely monetarily worth it, but it's nice to break things up from all the investing and business side of things. It's nice to just be able to sit back, rip packs, and have a good night. You know, see the cards. Like, gives me a chance to actually open packs. So it depends on what you're doing. I mean, I know some of the guys on like some of the top like channels on like Whatnot or, you know, or something like that, or PokeRev, like, yeah, they overcharge tons for their packs and they make freaking bank, right? Like, so sure, right? Or, you know, some of those like Kraken or Vortex Breaks or Ryan's Card House on Whatnot, like, yeah, they make freaking massive amounts of money. They'll charge way over market value for the packs and people buy them, so they'll make crazy money. But otherwise, you know, I think it's more about just like, you know, yeah, it's an income source, but it also it's for fun, you know, things like that. So for sure. Absolutely, dude. That's where we're at, right? As somebody started collecting, wants to grow their collection without spending much, how do you start? Did you buy low, sell high, flip? What tips do you have for someone doing part-time? Yeah, dude, that's really what it comes down to. It's going to be trying to buy out lots and break down those lots and sell off the cards you don't want for to recoup your money or maybe even for a profit, and then just keep some of those cards out of each lot for free, and it's just kind of rinse and repeat. You can also, like, you know, find those raw copies, grade them yourself, and then you sell off those graded cards, keep the margin money and keep some for yourself, right? That's what I do. Like, I do that now. I'll keep usually a few cards out of every graded submission I send in for myself, for my collection. I'll sell off the rest. I'll make money off of it, and I keep the cards for free. And so, yeah, it's really what comes down to it. So you got to get in the flip game. The flip game, buying lots and collections and selling it for a lower amount, you know, 60, 70, 75%, and then flipping them for the full market value is how you make your margins. Yeah, ripping live is for clout. Yeah, I mean, that's another reason I like to rip is, I mean, that's one of my biggest things. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I don't make any money off the packs. Like, yeah, of course I make some money, but it's not like I'm making like millions of dollars here. But yeah, that's one of the big reasons, right? So like, obviously there's a little money you made, but it's also because it grows my following. Like it branches me out to new areas, like to the pack break, like collecting community, and not just the finance, business, investing space. So I like pack rips for that. Again, I'd go crazy if all I did on here was just talk business and finance and investing all day. So it breaks up the videos, it breaks up the channel, and gets me some like fun and just like opening and just like turning the brain off, and just enjoying the hobby time. And again, yeah, it grows the channel, it exposes me to new people. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of benefits to opening packs. It doesn't have to be all about money, right? Especially if you're like me and like, you know, sometimes I'll give away like packs, or I give away cards anyone doesn't hit. Like, I'll do giveaways of slabs like a lot of the nights. Like, so I mean, it's just, like I said, it's just about growing the channel, growing the following, having a good time, enjoying the hobby, and making it a little more than about numbers and finance and investing for a few nights a week. You know, that's the main thing. I am, dude. So I had this time slot blocked out for me and Eli to do one last live stream before I left, but he got busy. He got busy with his super important secret business, you know, stuff. So I figured, you know what? I'll just hop on my channel for a little bit and say what's up. That's what I'm doing here. How should we go about investing in sets? It's a different answer for everyone. I invest in every single set. Other people, if you can't afford to, yeah, you can definitely try to be a set picker. People have varying success on that, you know. Sometimes the people think, or the sets people think are going to be the most popular, end up not being, and sometimes the sets that people forget, they end up being, you know, crazy good. So it's hard, but yeah, you can try your best to be a set picker. Do you think 630 a case for Twilight? It seems like that's market price, man. As crazy as that sounds, Brandon, that's where we are. Check Safari Zone. I think someone said Safari Zone might still have boxes for 100, 600 a case, but I don't know. Yeah, it's getting crazy. I think that might be fair price these days. I enjoy the videos of such great content. I enjoy the videos. Appreciate that, Benito. for 3 months, and I was so happy to see you responding to my questions and see more of your personality. Greetings from Germany. Hey, I appreciate that. Thanks a lot. I'm glad you reach out. Thanks for watching all the way from Germany. Appreciate that. No, man. So we had to cancel it, Pika Pika. We had to cancel it for today. Sorry, dude. I don't know why. Yet. I haven't talked to Eli yet, but he got caught up with all kind of business stuff. Currently living at home, feeling pressure to buy my first house, single, no kids. I'm blessed to have a sealed case of each booster box from Sword and Shield era. Yeah, man. I mean, that's the thing with all this. Like, different life events come up. You have to save for different things. Pokemon will always be here and there will always be more plays. So if you have other things going on in your life, don't worry about it. There's always going to be a new set. There's always going to be a new play, a new card that spikes, a new set that drops. So don't get too hung up on it. If you can afford it and it works in your budget, great. If you have other things, don't worry about stepping away from the hobby for a while. You'll always be able to get back in. There'll always be new opportunities. Don't get that FOMO. Real life's out there. This is just a hobby. This is only one form of investment. Don't let it get in the way of other things. TM definitely getting reprinted after all the morons hyping it up and tricking people to buying that junk. Someone's salty. Jeez. Someone's salty. Oh, man. Any recommendations for storing large amounts of loose sleeve packs? Ooh, loose sleeved. Loose packs fit very well in like regular card boxes, like the 5-row boxes. But sleeve, you can just put them in like a little, like maybe put 4 packs in a baggie, one of each art or something. They store fine in card boxes. Loose sleeves packs, that's harder, man. Probably just like, finding a good sized like Tupperware, plastic bin from like Target or Walmart that you can fit a bunch in that fit well. That'd probably be your best bet, is one of those plastic bins. I don't really know for sleeve packs. And if you're buying the cases, just keep them in the case. But if you're buying them loose, yeah, maybe just try like a plastic container. Okay, or acrylic, the acrylic things. You can get the acrylic cases as well. Infernape IRs, I know. They haven't went yet. They could be the next one to go. Chansey went, Eevee went. Infernape could be the next one. What's the best SV set to invest in? Well, here's the thing. Every day that answer changes, right? When all the boxes when we're at like $90, $85, $95, I liked Paldea Evolve the best, and I said that. Now that Paldea Evolves 130 and Twilight Masquerade's 110, I'd probably say Paradox Rift. If you can still find Paradox Rift, which I think you can, under $100, I think right now Paradox Rift may be the best set to invest in. So depending on the price point, it changes, right? Yeah, eBay auction is going low. I keep getting unpaying buyers, people messaging asking for super lowball deals. Yeah, man, this is summer. This is kind of normal for summer, unfortunately. I would usually in the fall, September, October, that starts to go away. Definitely in November, December for Black Friday, Christmas time, you have more people buying and actually buying and not lowballing, and auctions start going higher again. So it's just one of those issues with summer, man. People are out they're taking vacations. They're spending money other places. They're spending their time other places. It's just one of those issues, man. Your average player missed your chat with Beerski due to work. Yeah, I did see that, your average player. I saw some of that. I didn't see it all. I did see you guys talking a little bit. Yeah, congrats on being on the podcast, dude. Advice for anyone thinking about it. Don't. From someone who is doing 60K on TCG. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I get so much hate whenever I tell people, like, this is a lot harder than everyone makes it sound. Like, no one's telling you their profits. They're just telling you their sales. They're not talking about how much work this is. This is way more work than people act like. And I get hate for that. I don't know why. I don't know why people hate hearing that, but it's the truth. It's the freaking truth. It's not for everyone. It's a lot of work. Margins aren't as good as people act like. And you got to be ready to grind it out. You can build over time, but it takes time. I think that King Greninja are home runs. I think there'll be a lot of first-to-market grading plays on those. I do think they will get watered down very quickly, so you want to be quick because a lot of people are making that play. There's so many people making the play on the Greninja, Kingdra, so many people. So everyone kind of knows it's a home run, so just be quick. Be quick with it is what I would tell you. Be quick. I have a good long-term view on alt arts. I think they'll all have their like second wins, their resurgences, just like Sun and Moon did, just like XY is. So I'm bullish on them long-term. I do think GameStop will affect the PSA market. It's going to remove cards from eBay onto their own site. It's going to remove sellers because they're just going to sell the GameStop or whatever. I think it'll definitely have an effect. Man, I think it's high. Like, I think it's it's early. If you're, for me, I would like hold off and hope for a reprint at that point. But if you really want one and you're worried maybe they don't reprint, I don't know. Maybe you pick one up. It's not awful. It's just over, what is that, $105 a box? It's not awful. It's not an awful price, right? But will it be cheaper in the future? Maybe. It's hard to tell. We don't know how Scarlet Violet era is going to go. We haven't seen reprints yet. We don't know what Pokemon wants the market price to be. We don't know how large the reprints are going to be. Brandon, it's so hard and so early. Were there better prices? Yeah. Are there better prices now? Maybe, but it's not bad, but it's not great. I'll say that. Dan will never get Lawn of the Month. With his patchy grass. Brad's always giving Dan so much crap. Oh, it's so funny. He's obviously joking too every time he does. I mean, I don't really go patterns. I go diagonal. I do the diamond. I go diagonal one way one week, and then I diagonal it the other way the other week, so it gets the diamond pattern in there. So that's all I do, man. I don't do anything too crazy with it. Pick up the lawn. I'll get a pick of the lawn in the future. Theoretical. The Pokemon Company announces they would be printing no more sets ever again. What do you think would happen to sealed product in the short, long term? I think everything would spike in the short term. I think in the long term, a lot of them would probably just kind of fizzle out and kind of remain stagnant. And then some of the top ones that people still liked and open and people still collected the cards of, they would continue to move up. Interesting question, though. Breakpoint is undervalued too, I believe too. Yeah. Oh, the only thing is I'm a little iffy about Gyarados having enough power to really carry a set too much. Just Gyarados hasn't done well in a lot of sets, right? Like Crimson Invasion, top hits the Gyarados Rainbow Rare. No one cares too much. Like there's Gyaradoses and VMAXs and Sword and Shield. No one cares too much. It's, I don't know if Gyarados has the star power it used to have. I'm a little worried about that. Yeah, Ryan's Card House selling Breakpoint for $55 a pack. Like, yeah, for those guys, they're making bank. Like, those guys are doing it for the money for sure. How much does a slight point of a corner of a card affect the grade? Not whiting per se. Okay, Zach, I get asked this a lot. I send those. So I send those cards. I know what you're talking about when it's almost like where the card was separated from the paper. It's got like a little white dot or point. Here's what I say. If there's nothing else wrong with the card, the front and the back are well centered. The surface on the back and front look good. No scratching. There's no other edge wear or anything. I send those cards and they get 10s all the time. So if that's the only issue, one or two little white dots in the corner that aren't even really whiting, there's like little like whatever it is, I send those cards. And some graders are going to give you 9s. Some are going to give you 10s. But if the rest of the card looks good, I would send it. I'd send it. Full send, baby. Full send. Good afternoon, Boondock. Is there any evidence? I don't know. Some with celebrations goals. Yeah, I don't know if there's any actual evidence, dude. I don't think there is. I think there might be evidence of clips from a game, So I think there might be a game coming out in 2025 that has Mega Evolutions. But no, I don't think there's any evidence that there's going to be cards printed as Mega Evolutions. I think it's just speculation. For picking up a set to rip for entertainment, should I base it off total set value? That depends on what's entertaining for you, right? Like, you know, some people want a chance to pull that big card because it's entertaining for them to pull that top hit. Others just want to pull out a hit. So it's like Paldea Evolved. It's got the most hits in that set. It's got a lot of great cards. It's got easier pull rates. So a lot of people might want to open Paldea Evolved over Twilight Masquerade, even though Twilight Masquerade might have a better estimated value and cards you can pull. So it's one of those things. It's like whatever's best, whatever, you know, is more entertaining for you, right? Whatever you want to collect more type thing. Man, I see, you know, Pooping Turtle's always asking Japanese. I didn't miss your question either, Dope. Guys, I said it all the time. I don't follow the Japanese market. I just don't follow it. I'm just not the person to ask. Who out there? I mean, I'd send you to PokeNE's channel. PokeNE, he doesn't really follow the singles. He just does sealed. You know, check Japanese channels, man. I don't know. I don't mess with the Japanese market or the grading market of Japanese cards. I stick to English, both with grading and sealed. I'm not the right person to answer those questions. I'm sorry. How do people have free shipping? You check the box on free shipping instead of either flat rate or like calculated by where they're at. You can charge free shipping even if you're new, right? I started a new account now. Sometimes I sell like random stuff that isn't Pokemon on it, like household stuff, and no, you can do free shipping right away, no problem. How can I sell a $5 card and cover the shipping? Might as well burn my money. Well, yeah, I mean, it might not be worth it to do free shipping. I get that. Yeah, for sure. It has to be worth it for you, right? That's all comes down to running the business, finding how to sell things and what's worth it to sell, not to sell, you know, selling as lots, selling other places, whatever it may be. I mean, I've definitely got 9s. I don't know why I got 9s. I didn't really look too closely if it was because of the silvering or whiting or print lines, but I've got 10s. I've got 9s. You know, it's the chance you take. With Evolutions, Team Rocket said, with the announcement of Megas hypothetically come out, buy these raw PSA 10s. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely plays you could make with like Team Rocket cards, Giovanni cards. You know, obviously the Mega Evolutions cards have been a play in XY. Yeah, for sure. There's definitely plays you can make based on that. Absolutely. Best character DBZ. Oh man, that's brutal. I always liked Gohan, but I liked him when he was a kid. Like I liked Gohan when he was like at Cell. Like Gohan versus Cell, that Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, like that's my favorite. That's my favorite character, like in that time period, right? But then when he gets older, he kind of gets like dorky and stuff. So like I stopped kind of liking Gohan as much. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people like Vegeta. I don't know, man. I gotta take Gohan from that time period. That's what I would say. From that specific time period, Gohan. That's my favorite character. I got 16 Empoleon T-Tar tins. What's your advice what to do? How would I go about selling them in the future? Like, that's why I don't buy the tins, man. I don't buy all that crazy product, tins, collection boxes, all that, because I don't want to do the work to break it down and try to sell them. I think a lot of people either sell on like eBay or TCG Player in 36-pack lots, like equivalent to a booster box type thing is probably going to be your best way. Other than that, I don't really have a lot of info because I don't really do that. So I don't do that sort of thing because it is kind of a pain to sell in the future. But I'm sure people in the chat could let you know that do that. I don't know what 0102 are, dude. Restock of 0102 for 350 to 240 Canadian. I don't even know what we're talking about. QTN, what is that? What is 0102? Have you ever seen a card is fuzzy? Yeah. So really big problem with the Brilliant Stars like Evolutions, the Flareon, Jolteon, Vaporeon, Eevee. Those cards come out fuzzy with like, they're not, you can try to, it's hard. You can try to take your nail and just kind of try to smooth them out a bit and try to get some of the excess off. But I've actually sent some of those cards in still with a little fuzz on them, and they've gotten 10s. But it's definitely more difficult for sure. Tyler, I got no reason to believe that Scarlet Violet won't outperform Sword and Shield. If you look at every set so far, 1-to-1, Scarlet and Violet is destroying Sword and Shield. It's not even close. Like if this was like a fight, it'd be like a 10-7 round. Like it'd be like 10-8, 10-7 rounds, right? Like it is not even like when you compare SV base to Sword and Shield base, when you compare Paldea to Rebel Clash, right? When you compare 151 to Champion's Path, Paldean Fates to Shining Fates, right? When you compare all these sets to the Sword and Shield sets so far, Scarlet and Violet era is so much better. It's not even on the same level. And so I expect Scarlet and Violet to continue to come out with bangers and continue to outperform. I know now that we're getting into the Sword and Shield time or the alt art set time, it's going to be extremely hard, much harder, but I have faith. Scarlet Violet can continue to outperform. We'll see though. They got their work cut out for them. Evolving Skies may be too high to climb. It might be too hard to outcompete Evolving Skies, but I think it can outcompete, sets like Brilliant Stars, sets like Astral, sets like Silver Tempest, like a Lost Origin. Why not? Why can't they outcompete those sets? Why not? Yeah, there you go. Pokey Steven. Let's shout out Pokey Steven's channel. Pokey Steven is a Pokemon card seller. He's got a good channel about he does a lot of Japanese. So yeah, follow him. He'll be able to answer a lot of your Japanese questions. For sure. Good job on that. Yeah, Shug Nasty saying the same thing. Yeah, good call for Pokey Steven. Absolutely. No problem supporting him. He does good stuff. Whoa. Pokemon Sleep Deals. Alex, thanks for everything you do for us regular Joes in the hobby. You keep me up to speed and even help me make money and grow the PC. You're the GOAT. Dude, I appreciate that. Thanks so much. Thank you. Oh, One Piece sets. Yeah, One Piece is all over the place. Yeah, reprints coming. Everything's dropping. I think One Piece Romance Dawn regular boxes are in the 200s now. I dumped One Piece, guys. I think Bandai is being Bandai. I don't know how it's all going to turn out. Again, this comes down to one of those opinion things. Whenever I give an opinion on this, like anyone really deep in One Piece who has strong feelings about it, they get really hurt and they start getting really mad at me. So I'm not even going to get into that again. I personally don't see as good of a opportunity in One Piece than I do in Pokemon anymore. And so I've reallocated my funds to Pokemon. That's all I'm going to say about it. Like, I hope One Piece does good for everyone that's in it. I just don't personally see the path anymore as good as it used to be. And so I moved that money back to Pokemon. That's pretty much all it is. As of July 29th, the top 5 bids for Metazoo IP will be revealed. What company do you think is best suited to properly manage Metazoo? Not sure if you ever open Metazoo, but it's a lot of fun. Man, I'd like to see like not a company. I don't think any of these companies are the greatest. Like, I'd love to see someone who just has who's been in the hobbies for a while, has a good business sense. Maybe they're successful in other businesses, like other related businesses. And I'd love to see someone like that take over and kind of do things right and like, you know, run a TCG differently than all the big guys do with all their, you know, inconsistent prints, inconsistent quality. You know, I just think a lot of things can be done a lot better than what are currently done. So that's what I'd like to see for Metazoo, is kind of like maybe like an outsider by the company and not one of like the bigger TCG or like, you know, related companies. Cause I don't think they would run it correctly. That's pretty much it, guys. I don't see a lot more questions coming in, so I guess we'll end it there. It's a nice hour and a half, little impromptu live stream. I appreciate everyone who showed up and took some time out of your day to listen to the rants and ask the questions. Let's see. So here's the schedule. I got videos coming out Tuesday, Friday, Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday. All those are going to be long form videos. So I got us covered, and then I should be back that following Saturday or Sunday. So I'll be back then. So I should have us covered to have some content coming out. I got some good stuff planned. I got some good videos filmed. And then I'll also be uploading periodically shorts, a bunch of shorts while I'm out. And then I might even try to do a live stream while I'm at Collecticon with someone. Like maybe me and Pokemon Plumber, Nick, will do a live stream together. Or maybe other people there. We'll do some stuff together. Might be fun. So that'll be a good time. Yeah, other than that, though, guys, just keep on keeping on. If I don't get back to all your questions or messages while I'm gone in a timely manner, I apologize. That'll probably be the one and only time I don't get back to you in a timely manner, because I'll just be out doing other things. I won't be paying a lot of attention. I'm going to really try to like unplug and detach from Pokemon and social media and all of that while I'm gone. I'm going to try to just get it all out of my mind and just like enjoy other things for a while, so I kind of prevent that burnout, because I think it's time. I took a little step away for a minute. Yeah, then I'll be back and everything will be back to normal. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Have you ever seen Nick's Strength and Power? Yeah, Nick doesn't like me too much. Back when I used to have my debates with Pokenomics, back in the day, Nick was very pro his points and very against mine. He'd come at me pretty hard. But I know he's got a lot of Metazoo content now. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking for Metazoo content, it seems like he's one of the guys. So go check him out. I don't hold any ill will or hate towards him. So I just remember, I specifically remember his name. He'd always come out and have negative, hateful comments in the chat and in the live streams. But whatever, you know, it's his prerogative. I don't know the guy. I don't know anything about him. It seems like he produces good content. He's got good channels. So, you know, go check him out. How come you don't try the vending side of selling? I'm sure you have enough products to rent a couple tables. Because it's not the greatest returns, man. I've done a video about this. Vending is anyone who's feeding you a whole bunch of BS about vending. It's not as good as they say. I'm just going to tell you that right now. It's not as good as they say. No one ever talks profits. They always talk sales. I had Bulbasaur on. If you want to see that, if you want to go look at that live streams on the channel, he even told people, look, if you want to, you're usually going to make about 20%. You're usually going to make about 20% margins, meaning if you sell $10,000, you're going to make about $2,000. Okay. Guess what? It costs about $1,000 to $1,500 to go to a Collecticon, right? When you take in your travel, your hotel, your meals, your table costs, your vending, you know, your cases, everything else goes on to it. It costs you a lot of money to vend, meaning you're spending all weekend working before the weekend. You're spending Friday setting up, pricing all the cards, doing all that, getting your little retail space set up. You're doing all that. You're working all those hours at the booth for 2 days straight, right? And to sell 10K, you probably need to go with about 20 to 30K of items because you're not going to sell out. So you probably need to go with about 20, 30K just to make 10K, to make $2,000 or so profit. And it's just not really worth it. Whereas me, I went to KC Collecticon, the Latios alone. Look, I didn't vend. I got to walk around, hang out with Brian Pochiani. I hung out with Dr. Applesauce, hung out with, Ethan, Celestial TCG, hung out with people the whole time, hung out with my wife, wasn't tied to a booth. I picked up the Latios for $700, graded it a 10, right? I made more off that one card than some people made vending the whole time, right? And I picked up tons of other cards that I sourced. When those get back from PSA, I'm going to make so much more money off I can make more sourcing cards walking around finding 10s than a lot of people make vending. And so, until someone comes out and shows the actual profits they make and it makes sense for me, like if I can make, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, it would make sense. If I'm making like $1,000, $2,000, it doesn't make sense to work that much and be tied to a booth for that amount of money. So yeah, the vending thing, man, just be careful who you're looking to, who you're taking advice from, because there's a lot of people who talk it up and are very pro vending, and they don't give the whole picture. They just show the sales, they show the empty binders, the big the stacks of cash, and they don't talk about all the behind the scenes work and all the behind the scenes expenses that go into it. So that's my view on vending. I may try to in the future, but it's not all it's cracked up to be, in my opinion. I saw your eBay store that you are selling a lot of your Pokemon video game collection. Any reason? Are you excited about any reason you are exciting that part of the hobby? Exiting that part of the hobby, sorry. Are you just putting it into TCG? Yeah, that's all it is. It's one of those things where I'm just like, they're worth a lot of money. I freed up a lot of money from those. And I was like, well, I'd rather have sealed boxes in Scarlet and Violet right now and continue to build my positions than continue to hold these because they haven't moved really in years. And it was just one of those things where I was no longer really caring about them as much in my collection. And I just felt like, hey, this is like a lot of money. I'll take it and I'll invest it and it'll become more money. And odds are these games probably still won't move in a few years. The sealed product will. I can just sell the sealed product and buy the games back type thing. So that was my whole thought process. I won't have a booth in New Jersey. I was going to vend with Nick, Pokemon Plumber, and all those guys at their booth. I think like Ava's Binder is going to be in that group. I was going to vend with them. I decided not to. Like I said, I didn't want to wouldn't be locked down to a booth. I want to be able to walk around. Like I don't want to work. I don't want to work on vacation. I want to just be on vacation. That's pretty much the whole thing. Yeah, the tables aren't cheap. All that stuff. No, there won't be a Pokemon USA episode this week. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, think about that. You got people stealing now at shows. Like, it's a lot. Like at the end of every day, you got to take down everything, take it all back, lock it all up, come back, reset up your whole display, re-put everything out. Travel with all of it. There's risks in traveling. If you're flying, you got to fly up all those cards, all that stuff. If you're driving, it's like there's so much risk and there's so much inventory you have to hold for, like, in my opinion, not enough reward, right? Like, I don't know. And then here's the other thing about it. All right, here's the last thing I'm going to say about the whole vending thing. So let's say you do sell $15,000 and you do have a 20% margin there, right? So you made $3,000 profit. We'll say you made $3,000. Well, my whole thing is, well, let's just say you would have auctioned all 15,000 of those cards. How much would you have made? Well, you could say, well, taking all of last eBay sold auctions, I only would have made $13,800. Okay, so you would have made $1,200 less, right? So and then you had to ship all the cards and pay fees. So now we'll say you would have only made, $13,000, whatever it may be. I don't know the exact math. Let's say you would have made less. So then you have to say, here, let's do the math. Let's do the math. Okay, so 15,000, say you only get like 13,800, right? Well, let's see this, paying eBay fees and shipping on 13,800. Let's say you pay 1,500 in fees. So let's say you only go home with like 12,300, right? So let's say you only make 12,300, where at CollectCon you could have made 15,000, right? Well, after you take all the expenses and everything out of CollectCon, how much is that difference? How much is that difference when you could have just threw them all at auction, mailed them all out, and you're done? No more work. How much is that little bit of extra profit worth it to you? Is it worth it? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's worth it for someone like Bulbasaur because he makes content off it, and he makes as much or more off his content and sponsorships and brand deals. So it's worth it for those guys. For someone just setting up a booth, some random person setting up a booth, it's hard for me to make sense of it. It's like I'm too analytical. I dive into the numbers. I don't know if it makes sense. Why not just sell online? Why not just go sell those singles on Whatnot? You probably get as much or more for those singles on Whatnot than trying to sell singles at a convention. I just don't. It doesn't make sense to me. And I've reached out to 20 people probably and try to get them to break it down and make it make sense to me. And they can't answer all my questions, and they can't break it down, and they can't answer for all their expenses and where all their profits are. And that right there tells me if you have incomplete information and you can't even defend the position, it might not be all it's cracked up to be. So that's all I got to say about that. Yeah, I mean, if you enjoy it, that's a whole different thing, right? If you're doing it for the enjoyment, you won. You already won. Money doesn't matter, right? But if someone's asking me if I'm going to do it for financial reasons, I just don't see it. I don't see it for financial reasons. How hard is it to find PSA 10 quality cards at conventions? Very easy. In my experience, very easy. Some of my highest 10 rate orders come back from Collecticons. I'll share one with you. I have it at my Collecticon order. So I sent in the Latios at a higher tier because I wanted to get it back faster. I knew they were going to upcharge me anyway, usually. So I sent that one separately. My whole other Collecticon order, it will be coming back. So when I get that one back, I'll do a video on it. And I'll show you exactly how I did and what my 10 rate was at Collecticon. You got to think about it. It's so much easier to pick a card up and look at it from both sides. And a lot of vendors, they'll straight tell you, yeah, I don't like grading. It's not worth my time. I want to flip, churn and burn the cards faster. I just do singles, whatever. And there's a lot of vendors that just don't grade. So no, you can definitely find gradable cards at Collecticon for sure. Don't need to pay tax. Yeah, you can talk about like cheating the government. Yeah, you can try to like get by one on the IRS, hope you never get caught type thing. Yeah, do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get into that. I pay my taxes. I don't want to worry about going to jail. But yeah, people can do that. And it's a small portion, but even then, all right. So there's so many like tax strategies that you can use to bring your tax bill down. I don't pay much taxes, right? I don't pay much taxes because I make sure to structure my business and I make sure to make my expenses so that my tax bill, my profits are low and my tax bill is low each year, right? And so when you get cash payments, all you're really saving is the amount of tax rate you would have paid. So if your tax rate is effectively like 20%, okay, you're saving 20% on your like it's just all tax write-offs and cash, like all that stuff is so overblown. I'm telling you guys, if all these people are getting rich at conventions, where's all their money? Why aren't they rich, right? Where's their Bugattis? Where's their beach homes? Why aren't they just like rolling in cash? Why don't they have hundreds of thousands of dollars in inventory? Why are they still trying to sling, $2 and $3 cards and binders? Why are they still trying to sling $30, $40 slabs, right? It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up, right? You're not selling that much of that stuff to make thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of dollars in a weekend. It just isn't happening, right? The bigger stores who have like a whole section who are selling high dollar stuff. Yeah, they might make tens of thousands of dollars, but like I think a lot of people, they're just happy, like your average player, to go have a good time. Maybe they make $1,000 or $2,000 and they're happy. It just isn't worth it for me to do that. That's all. That's all it comes down to. I'm from the IRS. You got lucky this time. Oh, I love it. I love it. Vending is a better way to grow your brand with a vendor. Do you actually yeah, for content, great. Vending's great right now. It's some of the top content in Pokemon for sure. For sure. Why are some people afraid to contribute to society? Why are they your average player? Why is that? Yeah, Mystic Grips, like your average player said, he's top 1%. Yeah, like him, Bulbasaur, they're top tier. Like, but yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, and people will ask me too, like, Alex, why are you so like, what is the word? Like outspoken and against vending. And again, it comes down to the whole Japanese conversation. I'm not against it. I'm not against Japanese. I'm not against vending. I'm not against people who make great money vending. Prove me wrong. I'm happy for you. I'll be the first one to congratulate you. What I'm against is false information. I'm against people selling a dream without selling all the work and all the effort and time and the actual profits and everything, and the realism. I want people to be real about this hobby and real about the business side of things. And so I guess that's why I get kind of like worked up about it and I'm very like vocal and opinionated about it because I don't think enough people are giving the full story. And I think it's a bunch of like, like fluffy, everything sunshine and rainbows type thing, where it's just not the case. And I don't want people to get caught up in that. That's all it is. Yeah, I'm gonna do a lot more recording this year. I'm gonna do some fun stuff. We'll mess with some people there. I'll film my buys, film my interactions. I'm gonna try to get a bunch of content this time. That is one bit of work I am gonna do while I'm on vacation. I'm going to get a lot of content this time. So hopefully that goes well. Yep. What is this? Why are you against buying into Japanese 151 when it's cheap? I can get them on TikTok for 37 a box for a coupon. Seems like a no-brainer. Yeah, your average player, great thing to say. Then do it. Like, just do it, dude. Like, don't worry what I'm doing. Like, I don't buy single boxes. I'm not here. Look, here's the thing, guys. That sounds awful to me. Awful. Like trying to create all these different TikTok accounts and order 1 box at a time or 2 boxes at a time from 100 all these different people. Like, I don't want to do that, dude. Like, I buy large amounts of cases and I sit them on shelves and they grow in value over time and I sell them for profits in the future. And usually I sell them in bulk deals where someone will buy, 5, 10 cases from me and it takes very few shipments. And, or maybe I'll break them on box breaks. Like I'm trying to run things smoothly. I'm not trying to like overwork myself just to try to make every margin that's out there. Yeah, if it works for you and you like doing it, do it. And it's just like I said before, not everyone enjoys doing everything, right? There's people out there that run bulk businesses. That sounds awful to me too. Me and Fernando joke about it. Like, I don't want to have 1 million cards in bulk and have 20,000 listings and have 150 orders to ship out every day. That sounds awful to me, right? I'd rather, be very selective with the cards I grade, make very high margins, and ship out maybe 5 orders a day of PSA cards that I make really good margins on, or I make very good dollar amount gains on, right? I'd rather do that. I'd rather create content. I'd rather do that than do all the other things. So it's like, you have to find what works for you. And if it works, don't question it. You're not doing anything wrong. Just because a guy on the internet who doesn't like doing it doesn't like it, doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. I'm not telling you not to do it. It's just not something I do, right? Just my opinion, my personal, route that I'm taking in the hobby. So yeah, dude, Travis, go for it, dude. Like, buy them up while you can. They're not going to be there forever. I'll tell you that. That's about it, guys. That's pretty much it. Do what you enjoy in the hobby. When you find success at something, continue to do it more. Don't look around at what others are doing or what others are saying on Discords or comment sections. Like I said in the beginning of the video, most of it's bullshit anyway. If you found a proven strategy that works, go all in on that and increase the amount of volume that you do doing that. Don't try to get your hands in too many cookie jars because eventually you start having no cookies in some of them and you won't have enough time to spend on the time on the ones that have all the cookies. And so spend your time on the things that you enjoy that make you the most money. And don't worry about what everyone else is doing, right? I hope everyone does good in every area that they're doing, but no one has time and energy to do everything. So do what you enjoy. That's all I got, guys. Thanks for all the safe travel wishes. I hope to see a bunch of you at CollectCon New Jersey if you're going to be there. Make sure to walk up. Make sure to say hi. Very approachable. Take a picture. We can talk. We can hang out. No problem talking to people. So don't feel like that. Please don't feel like that. I'm definitely not one of those people. Open to talk to anyone about anything. And so that'll be a good time. Good. Hope everyone has a good couple weeks while I'm gone. Keep crushing it. Keep making the plays. Keep making the sales. Keep finding the deals. And see you guys when I get back. Talk to everyone then. I'm out.